All in Sports Network. We love sports.
Welcome in. Happy Wednesday, everybody. My name is Davis Wilson here, doing another episode of All in Mizzou, Mizzou Every Day, brought to you by Rogue Media and All in Sports, of course. Today, we are taking a look at the defense, Missouri's defense, and its performance against Louisiana last Saturday in Missouri's 52-10 win over the Raging Cajuns. I rewatched the game this morning, rewatched all the defensive snaps this morning, and man, this defense dominated. And this is a game you expect to sort of dominate. You expect your defense to get after it here with an inexperienced quarterback, a smaller, unit up front. Missouri is much, much bigger than Louisiana is in the trenches. So you expect to win this game and dominate this game defensively. But the way they did it, the way Missouri's defense did it, was really impressive. And I think that it's more than I expected. I expected them to have success. I didn't really expect them to be this dominant. And for me, this starts with the front seven. And I'm going to talk about just some general notes, general things that I noticed while I rewatched. And then I'm going to talk about some plays I liked, and then we'll get into the Pro Football Focus grades that came out of this game. The front seven is the unit we have to talk about here first, because this defensive line is really good. Damon Wilson Jr., who I've talked about a lot on here already this year, he is really good. Zion Young played really well against Louisiana, especially in the run game. Chris McClellan getting involved. Sterling Webb still being productive. Marquise Gracial. Nate Johnson even got in there for a tackle for loss. Missouri had 8 tackles for loss in 36 Louisiana offensive plays. At one point in the first half, it was 7 tackles for loss in 21 plays. They were dominating up front. They were getting pressure. Linebackers were getting through gaps and bringing guys down in the backfield. I mean, it looked like a really, really solid team. Defense. And that's such an obvious thing to say. But I think outside of maybe Missouri's run game on offense, the defensive line, that could be the unit that is the best, or the unit that I'm most confident in. Because, man, they got some players. Damon Wilson, Zion Young, Nate Johnson, like I mentioned, Darius Smith, and your linebackers, Khalil Jacobs, Josiah Trotter. Tristan Newsom. These guys are really deep up there. Here's some notes I have just from watching this game. Redshirt freshman quarterback Daniel Beal for Louisiana. He completed his first pass of the game for 5 yards, and that was 3 seconds into the game. It was a little, easy little throw to the left sideline. Easy completion, 5 yards, 3 seconds in. He did not throw another complete pass for the other, 59 minutes and 57 seconds of game time. Not a single completion all game. A lot of that has to do with Missouri's front, getting pressure, throwing him off. He only threw the ball 8 times. But a lot of this has to do with the secondary that I thought played pretty well, particularly Drayden Norwood. I think he had a really good game. He stood out on tape for me. He allowed one catch, and it was for a loss of 1 yard. He made a really good play, got through a block. It was like a screen pass. He got through a block, and he made a tackle. He was really good. He broke up some passes. He should have intercepted one probably. I mean, it would have been a tough interception, but he was right there close to it. I thought he was really good. Zion Young, I thought was really, really good, especially stopping the run. And he got some pressure in the pass rush too, but stopping the run, he was really, really good. And I'll talk more about that in a little bit. Josiah Trotter, every game so far this year, he's made plays where I've been like, whoa, this guy is fast. He's coming in like a bullet, and he makes plays. And he made 2 plays in a row in this game, 2 tackles for losses in a row. Golly, he's good. He's really, really good. You really didn't. I talked about the secondary. I talked about Norwood, but the rest of the secondary held up pretty well. You didn't really have any instances where the secondary got beat over the top, which happened against Kansas. It happened even some against Central Arkansas. Stephen Hall was called for pass interference. They targeted him 3 times in a row, and I think it was the first quarter. The first one was a PI. The second one, a deep shot that he covered pretty well. And the third one was a nice pass breakup. So I thought even he was pretty good after giving up that PI, pass interference. Okay, one other thing. So Missouri blew this team out. Missouri blew Louisiana out 52-10. Backups came in the third quarter, and I think some of these young guys played pretty well. When you look at just, the situation, they didn't give up any points. The second and third team defense didn't give up any points. Excuse me. Dayton Hopkins got in there for tackle, young guy. Elias Williams, man, he made a big play. He had a tackle for loss. I think it was the third, fourth quarter, or he literally threw his guy off of him and just hit the running back in the backfield really hard. But yeah, I mean, this is a pretty deep team. The young guys, I like getting them opportunities to play because I think they're talented, and I think it's good when you can get these guys involved. And Missouri allowed itself to do that with this blowout. So, yes, this is a Louisiana team that Missouri was supposed to beat handedly. It was a 27-point spread. Missouri wins by 42. So easily they cover. They allowed 121 yards, 4 passing yards, 117 rushing yards, and 84 of those 117 rushing yards came on it and one run, a Zylan Perry touchdown run in the second quarter, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But that's so 121 yards. You talk about they're supposed to do this. This is a team that's supposed to dominate this game. Sure. Missouri was also supposed to dominate Central Arkansas, and they did, but they allowed 227 yards, and Central Arkansas is not as good as Louisiana. It's just not. So I think you see here this team, this unit making an improvement every week. And I don't think they're perfect, although this week was pretty damn close to being perfect. But the big run play was kind of the only mistake they made. And this Missouri defense, I'm still worried about the secondary a little bit. We'll see how that holds up. They got a test this week against South Carolina, although South Carolina's offense doesn't look any good right now. It looks really bad, actually. I'll preview the South Carolina game. I think I'll do that. Let's say Friday, maybe tomorrow. Let's say Friday for now. But yeah, I want to see more of this from the secondary. I thought the secondary played well. All right, let's talk about some plays that stood out to me as I watched film. The first play was a 3rd and 10 with 13 minutes and 26 seconds left in the second quarter. Missouri is up 21-0 at this point. This was the first sack of the game for Missouri. Missouri, I think, recorded 2 sacks. I think that's right, actually. 2 sacks. One Khalil Jacob. So, I mean, and a lot of other times, that doesn't seem like a lot, but a lot of the other times they're showing blitz, they're acting like they're going to bring heat, and they drop back. And I just think that's pretty cool. I was trying to figure out kind of what the pattern is there. But anyway, here we are on 3rd and 10. This is one of the times they did blitz. So Missouri comes in here with a 3-man front. Typically, they've got 4-man front. They run usually a nickel, a 4-2-5 kind of thing, because you've got 5 defensive backs with that star position safety. On this play, on 3rd and 10 here, they're running a 3-man front. I think it's sort of a 3-3-5, although it could have been, more of just a nickel with a linebacker instead of on the line of scrimmage backed up. Because your banner, a 3-3-5, typically you'll have 3 linebackers, 3 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, 5 guys in the secondary. Santana Banner was your 3rd linebacker, but he's a safety. So it's really a nickel. Anyway, they had 3 men on the line of scrimmage. You have Zion Young, Chris McClellan, and Damon Wilson up there. Behind them, you have Khalil Jacobs, Darius, and Santana Banner. Hold on. 1 second here. Yeah, that's right. Khalil Jacobs on the left side of that kind of level right behind the defensive line. Then you have Darius Smith, and you have Santana Banner. And you have your corners are left of Chris McClellan in the middle. And Khalil Jacobs comes on a kind of a delayed blitz to the right and just blows this guy up, blows the quarterback up totally. A big sack. He's so fast. Missouri was playing man-to-man here. And really, Stephen Hall's guy kind of was coming across on a crossing route. And was open. But this blitz came so fast. Khalil Jacobs is so fast that it didn't matter. He brings him down for a big loss. That was a big play for Missouri. Next play, what do we have here? Oh, yeah, here we go. So this play, let me see. Yeah, so this play comes right after Bo Burbulah's first interception of the season, which was a really good play by Cameron Whitfield, Louisiana's edge rusher. Drop back into coverage, pick Bo off. So Louisiana has it in plus territory pretty much for the first time all game. Missouri's defense comes on, and You've got a 3rd and 4 on Missouri's 15-yard line. About 7 minutes left in the second quarter, 28-0 at this point. You've got, instead of Daniel Beal at quarterback, you have Lunch Winfield. Louisiana's, he's kind of their option quarterback, their dual threat guy. He comes in. You've got a 4-man front here. It's man-to-man coverage, kind of a 4-2-5 nickel. 4 men on the line of scrimmage, but Khalil Jacobs comes on a blitz, or what looks like a blitz. Except you're still only rushing 4 men because Damon Wilson drops back, does not rush the quarterback, drops back, kind of keeps an eye on Lunch Whitfield. He's got a spy. He's the spy in this package. When Lunch Winfield comes in, you know that there's a chance Louisiana's going to run this ball, or at least run an option. It's called the lunch box, is what they call that offense, which I think is awesome. So four guys rush. Khalil Jacobs rushes. It looks like a blitz, not really technically a blitz because you're really bringing 4, but it's pressure from somewhere else than you expected. And they hand it off here. And Zion Young, man, this is one of those plays that stood out to me in the run game. He just destroyed his matchup with that right tackle or left tackle. Wasn't even close. Just completely discarded him. You can go back and watch it. It's he discards him, comes up with a tackle for loss, I think his first of 2 in the game. And he was making plays all day. I'm going to talk about another play he makes, I think, later. But Zion Young was excellent. And what he's able to do in the run game is really impressive. And this was a big play. I chose this play because it's 3rd and 4. If Louisiana gets a yard or 2, they're going to go for it. If they pick up the first down, then it's a first down. But even if they don't pick it up, but they pick up a yard or 2, they're going to go for it. But no, Zion Young gets back there, drops him for a loss of 1, and they bring on the field goal unit to kick a field goal. Those are the first points of the game for Louisiana. And really not Missouri's fault. Missouri's defense's fault. There's a turnover in plus territory for Louisiana. The third play I've got here, the one mistake play that Missouri made all game on defense is 1st and 10, 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the half. It's 35-3 at this point. Louisiana is getting nothing going. I think before this, they had like 20-something total yards and almost a half of football. So you've got a 4-man front again. It's 1st and down. Missouri brings a safety blitz off the backside. Jalen Catalon comes in. And they just hand this thing off. And, credit to Louisiana here. Missouri had their way with Louisiana's offensive line all game. But here they really handled their matchups well, Louisiana's offensive line did. They had a lot of this blocked up. I think credit is due here for Louisiana. The only Missouri defensive lineman that really won their matchup was Sterling Webb, defensive tackle, who got by his guard assignment or center, whatever it was, and really was a couple feet away from dropping Zylan Perry in the backfield. But he just misses, and Zylan Perry has a hole that Missouri's defense cannot fill. Nicholas Rodriguez was just probably 2 yards out of place, or he would have made a play. But it just all worked out here for Louisiana and Zylan Perry. Zylan Perry takes it 84 yards and scores the one and only touchdown of the game for Louisiana. I'm not really even sure. I was looking at it. I'm not an expert defensively on what you're supposed to do. And I think obviously you want to be big in the middle, and Sterling Webb did his job. He got there, almost brought him down. And obviously you have a safety coming on a blitz. I imagine Missouri was expecting a throw here from Louisiana because they're bringing Catalan in on a blitz. It's a run, so you have less in the defensive backfield to deal with this run if they get past the first two levels. And there was just a big hole. Louisiana did a good job blocking it up. What was evident is that this team can run the ball, and they really didn't run the ball well at all in this game, except for this play. You knew at some point they were going to figure out at least one run play, and get it to work. And this is where it happened. An 84-yard touchdown. This made it 35-10. And the last play I have here, before we get into Pro Football Focus grades, the last play I have comes on 2nd and 10 with 9 minutes and 28 seconds left in the third quarter. This is coming off of Ahmad Hardy's 71-yard touchdown run. No, not the 71-yarder. It's coming off his third and final touchdown run. This isn't a crazy, we don't really have to get into too much here on this play. This is just a really nice play from Damon Wilson. You're in a nickel, you're in a 4-man front with a 4-2-5. You don't blitz. Nothing really happens here except for Damon Wilson. Looks like he's shot out of a cannon. Makes the right tackle miss, goes right by him. Doesn't do much. He runs by him. He puts a little, swim maneuver on him, like a tiny one, but mostly this is just speed. He runs right by him, gets home for a sack, his third of the season, which is tied for the SEC lead. He gets up, gives a shrug like Michael Jordan. There's just nothing you can really do to block this guy. And that's apparent now. In the run game, he was great. In the pass rush game, he was great. One play later, on I guess it would be like 3rd and 14, probably at this point after the sack. When he came to Missouri, there was a lot of hype about him. Like, oh yeah, you heard about this guy. Georgia really wanted to keep him. Georgia was really sad to see him go. Ohio State wanted him badly, and he came to Missouri. This was a huge get for Missouri. Arguably one of the biggest in the Drinkwitz era. And I think the main competition are the guys that came with him in this class, Bo Perbula, Ahmad Hardy. You also have guys, who else was a big transfer in the Drink era? Like Theo Weiss turned out to be a massive transfer. You have some guys on Zion Young, big-time transfer. Drayden Norwood's a transfer. So, Drinkwitz does a good job, but this felt different. This was like, this dude, Georgia wanted him. He was going to start at Georgia. And if he wasn't going to start at Georgia, he was going to start at Ohio State. But Missouri gets him. And I'm like, how did they know? He didn't even play that much. He got sacks against Texas when they played. I think it was in the SEC title game. He didn't play all that much. I was like, how do they? This is a lot of hype for a guy who, played in limited moments for Georgia. But, golly. He's lived up to it. He's lived up to all the hype. He's been Missouri's best defensive player, arguably Missouri's best player. That's tough to say when you got Ahmad Hardy on the other side and Bo Perbula on the other side. And even Caden Green now playing really well on that offensive line. But he's the best defender. And, man, he might be the best player on this team. I don't know. Really good. All right, let's get into Pro Football Focus before I leave you guys alone and get out of here. 1 quarterback hurry, and 1 sack that we just talked about. Number 2, another guy I talked about. And I watched the film and I wrote down guys' names that stood out to me. And then all of them showed up in big ways on the Pro Football Focus report. Number 2 here, cornerback Drayden Norwood had a grade of 85.4. He was targeted 5 times, 1 reception, and -1 yards. Another guy I've talked about, Khalil Jacobs, 83.2 grade, third best on Missouri's defense on Saturday. He had a sack. We talked about that sack. Also made a couple other big plays. Number 4, Zion Young, 83.0. A couple tackles for loss. Looked really good in the run game. He looks faster. He was good last year. He looks like he's moving different this year to me. And 5th, you got Josiah Trotter, another guy I mentioned. 2 straight tackles for loss in the first quarter. Set the tone for this Missouri's defense. He had a grade of 78.6. Now, this is a Missouri running defense that allowed just 117 yards. If you take away the 84-yard touchdown, it looks much better than that. Against the run, the highest graded run defender, Josiah Trotter. 85.8 run grade, 2 tackles, 2 run stops. And here's an interesting stat that I like that I found on Pro Football Focus. Average depth of tackle. Josiah Trotter, which means, I guess, where are you tackling him on the field? How long, how much before or after the line of scrimmage are you bringing a guy down? Josiah Trotter's average depth of tackle was -1 yards. Grade across the country in week 3 with among players who played a minimum of 20% of 95 snaps. Number 2, the second highest pass rush grade was Khalil Jacobs with an 82.1. Number 3, defensive tackle Chris McClellan with a 79.4. Coverage grade, there wasn't a ton here to look at except for Drayden Norwood. He had an 84.1 coverage grade, by far the best on Missouri's team. For the season, Damon Wilson is the 12th highest graded defender in the country with a 92.7 grade. Funny enough, his teammate, freshman Dante McClellan, is 11th. When you don't have any snap requirements or anything, Dante McClellan is 11th. He had that pick 6 against Central Arkansas, played a little bit in this game against Louisiana. Damon Wilson is also the 17th highest graded pass rusher with a pass rush grade of 91.9 in the country. All right. What do you think of that? Missouri's defense plays really well. They've got a bigger test coming up. This was a South Carolina offense that we thought would be really good this year. But now they've got a quarterback who might be injured. They've All right, That's all I've got. Thank you for joining me again here on All In Mizzou, Mizzou Every Day with Rogue Media. My name is Davis Wilson. Happy Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow. MIZ.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.